Once in the depths of the ancient world, when the land of Middle-earth was young and the shadows of evil began to stir, there lived a being of great malice and power known as Sauron. His heart burned with the desire to dominate all that existed, and to achieve this, he sought to forge a ring of unparalleled might. Hello everyone, this is Story Hunter. In the last video I told you about the ominous monster that serves the dark forces, Sauron. You can find a link to this video in the tip or in the description. In this video I will tell you about the ring that was forged by Sauron, the Ring of One Power. How did it come about? Who used it? What happened to him? Thank you for your comments, ideas for new videos, likes and subscriptions. This really motivates me to create new videos. Let's start. Sauron was cunning and skilled in the arts of sorcery and craftsmanship. He knew the secrets of the world's creation, and he wielded them like a dark artisan. Deep within the fiery caverns of Mount Doom, in the heart of the desolate land of Mordor, he toiled ceaselessly, bending the elements to his will. With dark incantations and fell rituals, Sauron poured his own essence into the molten gold, infusing it with his malevolent spirit. As the metal seethed and bubbled, it twisted and writhed under his command, taking shape according to his dark vision. For centuries, the Ring of Omnipotence lay hidden, a dark whisper in the annals of history, its existence known only to Sauron and a few select others who dared to seek its power. With the ring in his possession, Sauron raised armies of orcs and goblins, spreading fear and despair across the land. Thus, the One Ring was born from the fires of Mount Doom, a symbol of Sauron's unbridled ambition and the instrument of his dominion over Middle-earth. Yet, little did he know that this ring of power would one day be his undoing. As fate wove its intricate threads around the destinies of those who would dare to oppose him. Legends spoke of its abilities, whispered tales of its dark influence spreading far and wide. For within the Ring of Omnipotence lay a fragment of Sauron's own soul, a malevolent essence that bound all who came near to its will. With the ring in his possession, Sauron wielded a power beyond reckoning. He raised armies of orcs and goblins, bending them to his command with but a thought. He instilled fear and despair in the hearts of his enemies, crushing all who dared to oppose him beneath his iron fist. But the true power of the Ring of Omnipotence lay not in its ability to command armies or unleash destruction upon the land. No, its true power lay in its ability to corrupt the hearts of those who possessed it. For even the noblest of souls could be twisted and bent to evil by the ring's dark influence. It whispered promises of untold power and dominion, luring the unwary into its grasp with honeyed words and beguiling promises. And once ensnared, its hold was nigh impossible to break, as it fed upon the wearer's desires and fears, consuming them from within. Yet, despite its allure, the Ring of Omnipotence was not invincible. It had a weakness, a flaw that could be exploited by those brave enough to challenge its dominion. For while it granted great power to its master, it also bound him to its fate, tying his existence to its own. And so, in the end, it was the very power of the ring that proved to be its undoing. For when the ring was destroyed, so too was Sauron's power broken, and the shadow that had darkened the land was banished forevermore. In the annals of history, the tale of the Ring of Omnipotence would be remembered as a cautionary one, a reminder of the dangers of unchecked ambition and the corrupting influence of power. And though the ring itself was no more, its legacy would live on, a warning to all who dared to seek power beyond their control. With the One Ring forged, Sauron's power grew vast and terrible. He raised armies of orcs and goblins, spreading fear and despair across the land. Yet, even as he reveled in his newfound might, whispers of rebellion began to stir among the free peoples of Middle-earth. But the peoples of Middle-earth, sensing the growing threat of Sauron's dominion, the Elves, wise and ancient beings, sensed the darkness that emanated from the One Ring and its master, and rallied against him. Led by brave heroes and wise leaders, they fought valiantly to resist his tyranny. And in the heart of this struggle, the true nature of the Ring of Omnipotence became known. They understood the peril it posed to all living things and resolved to oppose Sauron's tyranny. Led by the elven smith Celebrimbor, they crafted their own rings of power, seeking to preserve the beauty and harmony of their realms. But Sauron's malice knew no bounds, and he deceived the elves, tricking them into forging the rings under his influence. Unbeknownst to Celebrimbor and his kin, Sauron secretly forged the One Ring to rule them all, intending to control the wearers of the other rings through its dark influence. It was revealed that the ring held within it a portion of Sauron's own soul, binding all who came under its influence to his dark will. Recognizing the danger it posed, a fellowship of courageous individuals embarked on a perilous quest to destroy the ring and bring an end to Sauron's reign of terror. In the aftermath of the great battle against Sauron at Mount Doom, where his father Elendil had fallen, Isildur found himself standing amidst the ruins of the Dark Lord's defeat. Amidst the wreckage, he beheld the One Ring, a small but potent artifact that pulsed with dark energy. Temptation whispered to Isildur, promising him the strength to vanquish his enemies and secure his kingdom's prosperity. Without fully understanding the ring's malevolent nature, Isildur slipped it onto his finger, feeling its power surge through his veins. With the ring's power at his command, Isildur became an unstoppable force on the battlefield. He led his armies to victory after victory, his enemies falling before him like wheat before the scythe. But with each triumph, the ring's hold on Isildur grew stronger, twisting his mind and corrupting his soul. As the years passed, whispers of Isildur's growing tyranny spread throughout the lands of Middle-earth. Many whispered of the darkness that now shrouded the once noble king, and fear gripped the hearts of those who dared to oppose him. With courage and determination, Aragorn and his companions confronted Isildur in a final, desperate bid to reclaim the ring and restore peace to the land. In a fierce battle that raged beneath the shadow of Mount Doom, Aragorn faced his uncle, his heart heavy with sorrow for the man he once knew. In the tranquil waters of the Anduin River, nestled amidst the reeds and rushes, there lived two friends named Déagol and Sméagol. They were simple folk, content with their humble lives, fishing and gathering food along the river's edge. One fateful day, as they cast their lines into the cool waters, Déagol felt a strange tug on his line. With a gasp of surprise, he reeled in his catch, expecting to find a fish wriggling at the end of his line. But what he found instead was far more extraordinary. Caught on the hook was a small golden ring, shimmering in the sunlight like a treasure from the depths of legend. Déagol marveled at its beauty, its smooth surface glinting in the afternoon sun. But as he held the ring in his hand, a strange sensation washed over him. It was as if the ring were whispering to him, calling out with promises of power and wealth beyond his wildest dreams. And in that moment, Déagol felt a desire stir within him, a longing to possess the ring for himself. Ignoring the warnings of his friend Sméagol, who urged him to cast the ring back into the river, Déagol slipped the ring onto his finger, feeling its power course through his veins. With the ring at his command, he imagined himself as a king, ruling over lands and kingdoms with a wave of his hand. But as days turned into weeks, Déagol's obsession with the ring grew, consuming him from within. He became secretive and withdrawn, hoarding the ring away from prying eyes, fearing that others might try to take it from him. In the idyllic land of the Shire, nestled beneath rolling hills and verdant fields, there lived a hobbit named Frodo Baggins. He was an unassuming figure, content with a quiet life of comfort and simplicity. Little did he know that he would soon be thrust into a great adventure that would change the course of history. It all began with an unexpected visit from the wise wizard Gandalf. With a grave expression, Gandalf revealed to Frodo the true nature of a small, unassuming ring in his possession, the One Ring, forged by the Dark Lord Sauron in the fires of Mount Doom. Realizing the grave danger the ring posed to Middle-earth, Gandalf implored Frodo to undertake a perilous quest, to journey to the fires of Mount Doom and destroy the ring once and for all. Knowing the weight of this burden, Frodo accepted his destiny, setting out from the safety of the Shire, with a small band of companions at his side. As they traveled across the vast landscapes of Middle-earth, facing dangers untold and trials unnumbered, Frodo carried the ring with him, feeling its malevolent presence weigh heavily upon his soul. Yet, despite the darkness that threatened to consume him, Frodo remained resolute in his determination to fulfill his quest. Along the way, Frodo was tested in ways he could never have imagined. He faced the temptations of power and greed, the allure of the ring whispering promises of greatness and dominion. But through it all, Frodo remained steadfast, drawing strength from the bonds of friendship and loyalty that bound him to his companions. Finally, after many trials and tribulations, Frodo stood at the very precipice of Mount Doom, the fiery heart of Sauron's domain. With the ring weighing heavy in his hand, Frodo hesitated, knowing that the fate of all Middle-earth rested upon his shoulders. In a moment of clarity, Frodo realized that he could not destroy the ring alone. With the aid of his faithful companion Samwise Gamgee, Frodo cast the ring into the fires of Mount Doom, breaking the hold of Sauron and bringing an end to his reign of terror. Though the journey had been long and fraught with peril, Frodo emerged victorious, his courage and selflessness shining as a beacon of hope for all who had fought against the darkness. And though he bore the scars of his quest, Frodo returned to the Shire, a hero honored and revered by all who knew his tale. Their journey was fraught with danger and hardship as they faced the perils of the wilderness and the machinations of Sauron's minions. But guided by friendship, loyalty, and the flickering flame of hope, they pressed onward, determined to succeed where others had failed. Once the fires of Mount Doom consumed the One Ring, a profound shift washed over Middle-earth. The darkness that had long plagued the land began to recede, replaced by a newfound sense of hope and renewal. In the aftermath of Sauron's defeat, the free peoples of Middle-earth emerged victorious but scarred by the long years of conflict. The shattered remnants of kingdoms and societies began the arduous process of rebuilding, guided by the vision of a brighter future. The Shire, untouched by the ravages of war, became a sanctuary for those seeking solace and respite from the trials of the outside world. Frodo Baggins, hailed as a hero, returned to his homeland, but the weight of his journey bore heavily upon him. Though the One Ring was destroyed, its shadow lingered in his heart, a constant reminder of the sacrifices made and the friends lost along the way. Gandalf, the wise and enigmatic wizard, continued his travels across Middle-earth, offering counsel and guidance to those in need. With Sauron's influence vanquished, he turned his attention to nurturing the seeds of hope and rebuilding the bonds of fellowship among the free peoples. In the kingdom of Gondor, Aragorn, the rightful heir to the throne, ascended to his rightful place as King Elessar. With the aid of his queen, Arwen, and his loyal companions, he ushered in an era of peace and prosperity, uniting the fractured kingdoms under his rule and bringing stability to the realm. Yet, even in the wake of victory, the scars of war ran deep, and the wounds inflicted by Sauron's tyranny could not be easily healed. Dark remnants of the fallen Dark Lord's forces lingered in the shadows, threatening to plunge Middle-earth once more into chaos and despair. But amidst the lingering shadows, a glimmer of hope remained. For in the hearts of the free peoples burned a steadfast resolve to protect their newfound freedom and stand united against any who would seek to threaten the peace they had fought so hard to achieve. In the end, it was a humble hobbit named Frodo Baggins who bore the burden of the Ring of Omnipotence, carrying it to the very brink of Mount Doom itself. With the aid of his loyal companion, Samwise Gamgee, and the unexpected intervention of a treacherous creature named Gollum, Frodo cast the ring into the fiery chasm from whence it came. And so, after countless years of darkness and despair, the Ring of Omnipotence was destroyed, and with it, the power of Sauron was vanquished. Middle-earth was saved from the brink of destruction, and the peoples of the land could once again live in peace and freedom, knowing that the shadow of the ring had been banished forever.